Okay, so interviews with Google. Um, Now, anyone that has interviewed with them will know that their process is pretty long. Yeah, so you might actually get away with it a little bit now because of lockdown. So they're able to interview you online, back to back. So usually that's what the format is, and yeah, it's usually like five different interviews that you'll have relating to the role, obviously. So if you're going for, say, for example, a TPM role, you'll be interviewed by a TPM, and that's where most of your technical questions will basically come from. And so they just want to see if, obviously, you know the role, your level of technical, but it's really how you tackle situations. So they really want to get a grasp and understanding of your thought process behind things. That's from my opinion, anyway. Yeah, and they are very much show that googliness in terms of their interview style. So I would find that some they will ask some very specific questions, but it's really just trying to draw out the answers in terms of from you, like your experience. So it's sometimes it's not very obvious, that I find. Sometimes it is very obvious. So I would make sure that you obviously do your research about the role, around the technologies, find examples from your own personal experience, which is a no-brainer. I'm sure most people do that anyway. And try and think of the most challenging situations or challenges that arise in your specific role, basically. So I'm not going to go for an example and say, if they ask you this, say this. It just makes sense that you kind of draw on your own experience. One method that I've been using recently during lockdown is using post-it notes, especially for like the star method. So so it's really good to have that star. Oops, I've got another video coming up here. Okay, sorry about that. Right, so star method. So that is situation. What was the situation? What was the task? And what was the action that you took, basically? And lastly, what was the result, resolution? And I think this kind of style of answering questions is really good, because obviously the person interviewing you doesn't know your history. They don't know what work you've done. So it's like giving them a full picture of the story. So rather than just saying, oh, I managed this, DR recovery, it's like, okay, how did that happen, and so forth. So give that kind of, feedback. What else is there? Look at their core values a lot and have a lot of patience as well. Because sometimes after like 5 interviews, it is quite long. But I think if you're able to get through that process and just show your good side, and have those readily available examples at the forefront of your mind, you should do really well. So all the best, good luck.